Hello there, C.W. Johnson Jr. Today, on Off the Beaten Civil War Path, I have come through the metal jungle of pipes that is Beaumont, and the Dante's Inferno of burning oil that is Port Arthur, to arrive at literally the end of the world, or just the end of the Sabine River as it empties into the Gulf of Mexico on the Texas-Louisiana border. And today, I am at Sabine's Pass Battlefield State Park. Since it is at the very end of the road, this literally is off the beaten Civil War path. Which ignore that big metal claw thing over there. Check out that pavilion right there. Sally? Battle of Sabine Pass. An unlikely Confederate victory. There's a Spark Notes, history of the war between the states. There's a plaque about Civil War coastal strategy. Or there's a plaque about the natural advantages and thriving commerce of what was the city of Sabine Pass. I thought it was going to be a mighty big city someday. There's a picture of a lighthouse. It echoes in here. There's something more about the historical site, about what this area has witnessed. There's some stuff about the lighthouse. There's a thing about the unlikely but decisive Confederate victory that occurred here on September 8th, 1863. There's how it boosted Southern morale. It talks about the medals that were designed, the Davis Guard medals, about the drilling and discipline that helped win the battle. Confederate groundwork for defense, and yellow fever and Union attack. I believe there was a Union attack here in 1862 that was actually a Union victory because there wasn't a lot of defense, and they ended up burning down a lot of what was then the city of Sabine Pass. And there's about the continued coastal defense during World War II, the Spanish-American War, stuff about the oil that was here, and the hurricanes. There's something that talks about the World War II munition magazines that were here. So those things over there. You look around. Remember, it's the so-called Good War, World War II, that actually affected this area, because that placard over there talks about the German U-boats that are spotted in this area. So a lot of history here. Here's a look inside one of the munition magazines that were here. There's a lock on the door. I wonder if that means there's still something in there they don't want us to know about. Here's a marker about Commodore Leon Lyon Smith, played an important part in Confederate coastal defenses. Now this is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever been to a battlefield or a fort that has something quite like this. Since the original location of Fort Griffin has been washed away due to the rigors of time, the unyielding lashes of a coastal environment, and the unfettered greed of the oil industry, Fort Griffin's actual historic location has disappeared. So we must deal with this miniature replica of the battlefield. You see we got those are the ships out there, Union ships. Those are the channels they were taken. And here's how you can see why the cannons were able to do such a good job of taking them out. Pretty neat. Here's a plaque about the deadly accuracy of the Confederate gunners and how it destroyed the Union ships. There used to be an oyster bar out there. Unfortunately, it's no longer there, and so you can't eat there. Now this is pretty neat right here. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to capture it, but it gives you a view of what the Davis guards and their cannons saw that day. He's going a lot faster than the Union ships went that day. Unfortunately, he doesn't have to encounter any Confederate gunners. Here's a display about the USS Clifton, a steam engine walking beam that was left behind here after the battle. One of the few remaining relics of a seasoned combat veteran. Learn more about it by calling that number right there. And this is a monument to the quote-unquote losers of the Battle of Sabine Pass. They are brave men too, and they must be honored as well as the winners. And there he is! Not my hair. I'm talking about the statue behind me. Dick Dolan, in all of his Irish bronze glory. Released an artist representation of him. I have to run through this video real quick because I was just informed the park has to close in 5 minutes. Because it's like a state park and they close in 5. Right. So, I had a great time here at Sabine Pass State Historic Site, the battlefield. There's a rather long cell phone tour you can take here, but because I'm in the get out of here before they lock me in here, because state workers, they might do that to you because they're state workers. And so there's like 17 stops you can take, and my phone is dying, so I can't really do that either. So I got to run through this video and talk about how this is a park I've been wanting to go to since I was 16 or 17 years old, and I'm 32 now, almost 33, and I'm really glad I came here. And I wish I could come here sooner because it's probably one of the neatest off beaten path Civil War sites I've ever been to. So definitely check this place out, and of course don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. So here I am at what I guess amounts to be downtown Sabine Pass, Texas. So over there is the high school, and right there is a monument that was erected commemorating the feat. So let that industrial truck pass, commemorating the feat of Dick Dolan and his 42 Irish Patriots. Yes, we were erected by the Texas Division of the United Daughters of the Confederacy. And right over here is a historical marker that does talk about the Beach Road, which looks like they bleached something out, which during the Civil War was known by the Confederate forces that were using it as the road from Galveston. So as I was driving to the Sabine State Battlefield Park, I came across this area, this monument. There's no explanation about it, but I think it has something to do with the war between the states, because in a minute you'll see the flags that are flying here. It's not this Texas flag. There's a lot of Civil War between the states related flags waving here. There's one of the national flags of the Confederacy. There's one that has to do with the iris, because you see the harp there. There's one that has to do with the Louisiana Republic. There's a Stars and Bar one, if you can see it. That one has a cross on it. That's another Civil War related flag. There's one for the Cherokee Braves. If the wind would open up, you could see it. There's the Texas flag. There's another one of the national flags of the Confederacy. The stainless banner, which they eventually had to put a red stripe on so people could recognize it and not see it as a surrender flag. There's the Bonneville flag. There's another version of the national flag of the Confederate States of America. And there's the Stars and Bars. That's locked right there, not flying because apparently it triggers people. Now the wind's blowing and you can better see the flags. That's a lot of flags over Texas. I'd like to go to the amusement park, historically themed amusement park called A Lot of Flags Over Texas. Let's ignore that big metal claw thing over there. Check out that pavilion.